welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about a little mishap that I had. Well, actually, I didn't have. My wife had. I was at Costco buying some stuff, and I had to take the truck because of the room. Obviously, I can't take much in the Porsche 911. So I'm at Costco waiting to check out. All of a sudden, I get a phone call from my wife, and she says, "Hey, there's something going on with the car." So I stopped the car at a 7-Eleven, and I said, "What's going on?" She's like, "The tire, they're sent the instrument cluster's telling me that I have a tire with negative 34 pounds of pressure." So I'm going negative 34, that's a flat tire. So, I ended up telling her, don't move the car. I don't want, something happening to the rim, to the wheel. And I asked her, "Where are you at?" So she sends me her location over the phone, and it turns out she's over an hour away. Meanwhile, it's pouring down like cats and dogs. We had this huge rainstorm where it rained all day. So I'm like, oh, geez, she's at a 7-Eleven. I'm gonna have to figure out how to repair the tire. If you don't know, the Porsche 911s with a lot of the high-end sports cars don't come with a spare. Part of it is that they don't fit, in the trunk, so the trunks are so small. And the other part of it is that they do that also to save weight, because obviously a spare tire is going to throw off the weight. The more weight on the car, I guess the slower they are. Any way they can save weight off the car, they do. So nowadays, a lot of these sports cars, my dad's M3 doesn't have a spare, my Corvette didn't have a spare, and obviously the Porsche 911 doesn't have a spare. So I don't have a spare for it. I roll up there and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna be able to just go ahead and just take the wheel off, check the tire. Hopefully it's just a nail or screw. And I bought a patch kit with me. I said, okay, I'll get a patch and I'll drive it, home and eventually get a new tire. So I get over there, it's pouring down rain. I end up filling, I had an air pump. So I filled it with the air pump. It held some of the air, but it definitely, once I disconnected the air pump, all of a sudden I hear a hiss, and I said, "Oh, geez, this is not good." So I end up removing the tire and looking for a nail. Couldn't find anything. So finally, I'm tracking down where the hissing's coming from, and there's actually a slit in the inside wheel wall of the tire. So I'm like, great. This tire's done. There's no way to repair that. And it's a pretty big slit. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if there was something on the road. She says she doesn't remember hitting anything or hitting a pothole, and she was on the highway mostly when that happened. So I'm guessing there was probably some debris on the road, and that's what caused, that slit. Needless to say, it's pouring down rain. I finally moved into a gas station to get some shelter. That's where I took the wheel off. So I had to ask the gas station to let me, I guess, keep my car at one of the pumps, and they allowed me to do that. I bought my jack with me, my low profile jack, which is actually here. That's what I ended up taking with me. I bought my impact gun, and so I was able to take the wheel off, but I had to end up getting a flatbed to bring it in, and that's what's going on right now. Is a flat tire that is no good. And I still had some life on this one. There's still pretty good tread on it. So unfortunately, that's about a $300 tire. So right now, my car, I had it towed on a flatbed here. And just a tip to anybody, whenever you have these sports cars, any of these cars, the flatbeds normally, you can't get it onto a flatbed without hitting the bottom bumper. Now this flatbed driver didn't really know, so I was watching him the whole time. So when he tried to put it on there, as soon as I saw like the front, lip of the bumper, about an inch away from the metal, I told him to stop, which he did. Eventually we found some scrap metal or wood or something. I think it was some kind of metal that he found there at the gas station we were at. So we were able to use that as a ramp. He put it on one side, on one of the wheels, and it raised it enough so that the bottom didn't touch. So we were able to get it on the flatbed, and able to tow it all the way back home, the hour and a half. I called like 10 different tow companies. Obviously there were accidents everywhere that day because of the rain. It was really bad rain, so there were a lot of people were hydroplaning. And it was something where I couldn't find a tow truck. Finally I'm on Google, trying to find something, and I find some local shop. This guy, I called him up and he said, I'll be there in 20 minutes. So that was, the only good thing, the only thing that went good. And the guy, for an hour and a half drive, charged me $160, which to me was a pretty good deal for a tow that far. MR Towing in Woodbridge, Virginia. That was the name of it, the name of the person that I called. So shout out to MR Towing. They did it, the guy did a good job, bought it here, nothing was damaged. We ended up putting this, he was able to hook onto this in order to keep the car from moving back, and he strapped it down in the rear. So the car made it all in one piece. I'm gonna have to get 2 new tires, so that's about $600. This one has like a cut here from my wife again. But this tire is definitely worn on the inside. So I needed a new tire regardless. As you can see, that's even worse than I thought. So I didn't even realize it was that bad. So we're getting 2 tires. And I guess it's a good thing that the other one happened, because I just saw that tire. That tire is really bad. And we'll be replacing both of these. So that's just an update. And I'll do a little bit of a video on the place that I'm going to. I use Radial tire, and they've always treated me good. The prices are reasonable, and they do a pretty good job of working around my schedule. Their only drawback with them is that they are extremely busy, because they're such a popular, I guess they do a pretty good job, and they're pretty fair with their prices. So they get pretty busy. So I guess my tips for this happening to you, obviously the car doesn't have a spare. You have to be ready for that. I may end up picking up just a wheel with, and putting a tire on there, so that if this happens again, I can just, take a wheel over there. But also be careful with that bottom lip when they're getting on a flatbed. And also with these cars, mine is all-wheel drive. So you have to do a flatbed. You can't have it just towed with the rear wheels on the ground, because it'll just mess things up. So make sure, and either way, even if it's not an all-wheel drive, honestly, I wouldn't have it towed. You don't want, these cars are so low, you don't want it bothering you out on a bump or something and scratching up your mufflers or or your rear bumper. So definitely, it was an ordeal. I was soaking wet by the end of the night. But we got it home, we got the car home, and now I just have to, on Monday, this is a Saturday that it happened, so on Monday I have to head out. I'm going to take that other wheel over to the shop. Actually, I'm going to take both wheels, so I'll just put it on ramps here, not on ramps, sorry, on I'll just put the car on jack stands and leave the rear up in the air, and take these 2 wheels over to Radial Tire in Silver Spring, Maryland, to get the new tires put on. So I'll be back, I guess, with the video, most likely over there at Radial Tire. So I just wanted to show you guys what exactly happened here with the wheel, actually with the tire, so that this tire is no longer considered repairable. So I've just jacked the car up right now and removed the wheel, and I'm just going to show you now what's going on here. All right, as you can see here, it looks like, this is the inside of the tire. It looks like something sharp or something ended up, something hit. I mean, you can see that little ding there. So something actually came through, either a pothole or something, or debris in the street. But you can see here, it's totally open. So this is a huge slit. It goes from here all the way down, but when I was pressing on this, you could hear the air coming out of it. So I don't know if there's actually anything in there, but that's what happened. You know, the tire, obviously, I needed new tires anyways. I mean, you can tell here. These, on the Porsche 911s, they always wear on the inside, I guess because of the camber. They always tend to wear more on the inside of the tire. Now I looked at the whole tire here, and I didn't see any nails or anything. I mean, that's what I looked for in the beginning, and eventually, once I took the wheel off. That's the thing is, if I hadn't taken the wheel off, I wouldn't have been able to find this, you know. But obviously, I heard air coming out, so I just removed the entire wheel. And these are the Continentals. These aren't the DWS06. Let me see what these are. These are the DWS Continentals Contact, ExtremeContact Continentals. These are the old edition. The new ones, these are $295. 295s. Let me see if I can find that. Here you go. They're 295 30 ZR19, Z-rated 19, and these are all season tires. And right now, I'm going to be getting the DWS06, which is what I have on the front of the car. These are 235s. I think the Extreme DWS06, I think they only come in a 285 for the rears in a 19. So I may go from a 295 to the 285. But they're the DWS06. These have a lot of tread on them. The front ones don't wear as much as the rears. But yep, those are the ExtremeContact DWS06. That's what I'm going to be getting for the rears now. So I'm going to be taking this wheel and putting it in my truck and end up taking them to Radial Tire. Out here at Radial Tire today. What's going on, man?
How you doing?
Good. There goes my tire. All right, well, we have the new tire back from Radial Tire, and go ahead and put that back on, but that's what the new one looks like. It's the ExtremeContact. Let me see, this is the 285/35/19. The ExtremeContact DWS06. It's the newer style. It has a little bit of a different tread pattern. This cross tread, it's just like the ones on the front. It's supposed to be, I mean, they're supposed to be pretty good handling tires for an all season, which is, you know, I drive my car all year round, so that's what I end up putting on these. Eventually, I think I'm gonna end up getting some summer tires and maybe going with winters once these wear out. But that's what I went with now. I mean, I've been happy with the regular ExtremeContact DWS. Like I said, these are the 06. The previous ones I had were 295s, which I still have on the other side. This is what the other ones look like. Let's see. See, these just say DWS. They don't have the 06 on them. But let's see. 295/30/19. So these have the other ones have a slightly larger sidewall, which hopefully will give me a little bit better of a better ride. So these are, you know, they're millimeters. They're really small differences, but the ExtremeContact DWS06 only comes in the 285. From the factory, I think they come with either $295 or $305. So I think the car, when I got it, came with $295. So I'll go ahead and I'll be putting this on there, and we'll go from there. I'm going to use this hanger. You can buy these for like 10 bucks. I think I got mine from Pelican Parts. And it'll just make it easier to get the wheel on there, onto this hub. Because there's nothing really other than this for it to hang on. But it's hard to line the holes up. Well, it's not that hard, but this makes things way, way easier. As you can see, it's just, once you get that on there, all the other holes line up, and you can just go ahead and put in your lug nuts. I can go ahead and just take this out. I'm going to use a lock bolt. Alright, now I'll be taking the torque wrench, 96 foot-pounds, and I'm going to put the car down, and then I'm going to go ahead and just torque all these down to 96 foot-pounds. You do them in a cross red pattern or in the star pattern. And that's pretty much it. And we're back on the road. And remember to remove this, because I left it on one time, as you'll be able to see on one of my videos on how to get this replaced. So we're all done. And you have your finished product. The wheel is on there, it's ready to go, and we're ready to roll again. So that's it. That's how to go ahead and change the tire on this, especially like when you don't have a spare. So just want to thank you all for watching. Please go ahead and subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you all in the next video.